I wonder why beneath the sky, there's nowhere to fly.
Hi guys, so today I'm going to be doing a product review for you, and I'm going to be reviewing these hair extensions. So about 3 weeks ago, maybe about a month ago, I received my Luxy hair extensions. And if you haven't heard about Luxy, they are a brand created by two women here that make videos on YouTube, and they do a whole bunch of hair videos, and their handle is Luxy Hair, and they're sisters. Their names are Layla and Mimi, and they created this extension line. So I've been following them for a long time, and they have gorgeous thick hair that just isn't long enough, and they created their own extension line, and you can't even tell that they have the extensions in. They're that beautiful in their hair. So I've always been kind of lusting over those extensions, and these are the girls here, in case you're wondering what they look like. I will link their channel down below just so you can go check them out after this if you'd like to. But they do create videos, and their videos are extremely helpful, and I've been watching them for a long time. So I've been wearing hair extensions. These are clip-ins. I've been wearing clip-in extensions for probably 6 or 7 years now, on and off. So I have a pretty good idea of what extensions are like, what good extensions are like, what bad extensions are like, and I have a pretty good frame of reference to compare these extensions to. I really needed new extensions, and I was very excited to order them. So I ordered the Luxy 120 gram set 1B, which is off black. I was so excited to get them. I ordered them a week before Christmas, and I received them the day after Boxing Day. So it took about a week and a half to get these extensions, and that's not so bad considering that it was Christmas time and it's a little bit more difficult for shipping around that time. So as I said, I got the 120 gram set, and Luxy comes with two different types of extensions: 120 gram or their deluxe 160 gram set, which is supposed to be for medium to thick hair types. My hair is very thin. It's one of the reasons why I need extensions. My hair is actually comes down to about here, so the extensions add probably about 3 inches to my hair, which is nice, but really my hair is just so thin that it's nice to get the added thickness that extensions give me, and that's why I've been wearing them for so long. So I definitely did not need 160. I don't even have all the clips in my hair right now. So now that I've told you a little bit about the extensions and which ones I got and a little bit about the company, I'm going to go into the good, the bad, and the ugly. What I really loved, what wasn't so great but I've gotten over, and the aspects of these extensions that are just kind of not so great. And then I will rate them at the very end of the video so you can know overall what I think about these extensions. So the first thing is the good. Obviously these extensions make my hair very long. So they're curled today using my Infinity U curl, and they're still down to here. If I hadn't curled them, they'd probably be about down to here, maybe an inch longer. And so I love the length it gives. And they're also very thick. Previous sets of extensions that I bought that were around the $100 range, that's what I spent on these, $120, and that included shipping and tax. So $120 was like the final price. Around that price range, I've gotten only 70 grams of hair, and this is 120. So that's 50 extra grams. It's almost double the set for the same price. So that is awesome. And you can really see the difference. They're just thicker, and they blend better in your hair because it doesn't look like you've got really thick amounts of hair at the top of your head, and then it goes very thin once it's only extension. And the other really good thing are the clips. These clips are the best clips I've ever gotten. Now, again, I have very thin, very fine hair, so to clip them in, I still have issues, not really with them slipping out, because I've had that with other extensions. The extensions have literally slipped out of my head. These haven't done that yet, but they don't feel like overly secure in my hair. They still feel like they could fall out and that they're moving. But I also have very slippery hair naturally, so that could be the reason. And for other people who have a bit coarser of hair or thicker hair, that may not happen to you. But generally, I just feel like the clips are more secure, and they're just very light, so they don't feel like they're weighing your hair down that much. So I really like that about them. So now on to the bad, and there are a couple bad things about these extensions that not great, but I've gotten over them. The first thing is that this is obviously very dark, these extensions, and they are off black. So when you're dyeing your hair off black or black, if you've ever tried to do that, even a dark brown, you'll know that it's kind of difficult to get the color out of your hair. Once you've dyed it. So it tends to fade out into the water for a couple washes before you don't notice that anymore. That's just normal. So I guess when they dyed the extensions, they didn't wash them out enough to get all the excess dye out of the hair, because the first time I washed them exactly the way the Luxy girls tell you to in their video, their instructional video on how to wash your hair extensions. The water was black when I washed them. So much of the color was fading that it went black. Now I couldn't tell with the extensions. It wasn't like after I took out the extensions they were a different color. They weren't. But that would be a really big problem for someone who's wearing a light colored top, went out in the rain, and noticed the hair fading onto their shirt, which I actually, after I had that issue, I looked it up and someone had that problem and wrote a YouTube or made a YouTube video about it. So that's not great, and they should definitely have a disclaimer in their extensions telling you if you purchased a darker hair color, it might fade, the color might bleed a little bit. Just make sure you wash them, because once I washed them once, they were fine. The other thing that wasn't so great about these extensions, this is going to sound like something that should be in the ugly category, but it's not. The first time I styled them, I got them, and because they were like coiled up in the container that they were in, the little packaging, so it had kinks in the hair, and so I wanted to straighten them. My hair was straight that day and I was so excited to put them in. So I go and I turn on my straightener and I start straightening them, and I'd put heat protectant in first. After straightening a few of the extensions, I started to notice a burning smell in my bathroom. Kind of like when a glue gun burns. And then I noticed on the plates of my straightener that there was actually black, it looked like plastic melted onto the straightener. So clearly there was some sort of coating or dye on the extensions that was then getting onto the plates and melting onto my plates. And it was causing the burning smell in my room. And I was really upset about it. And I took pictures, so I'm going to insert these pictures now as I'm chatting. But I was really disappointed with that, because I've tried so many different brands of extensions and never in my life have I ever had extensions that have melted onto the plates. Now, that being said, I have used the hair since washing them. I contacted the company when that happened, and they were very nice to me. The customer service was good. That should be in the good section. Customer service was absolutely amazing. Pretty much what they said was that there was a silicone coating that was put on the extensions before they were delivered, and probably that was what was melting onto the plates. Once I washed them, that hasn't happened since. So I'm pretty positive that it was just something that they had put on the extensions to make them feel beautiful and silky when you open them. I would rather not have them feel like that and not have black plastic melted onto my extensions, but to each their own, I guess. And it didn't ruin my hair straightener, so it wasn't great. Definitely not a good part of those extensions, but because it's not a reoccurring problem, it's not part of the ugly category of this review. So now we're on to the ugly, and I want to say that there is no ugly. These are perfect. Like, they're beautiful, they're wonderful, and that there is nothing, you know, ugly about them, but unfortunately there is. And the ugly is that they shed like I have never had extensions shed before. The Luxy girls talk about shedding in their videos, and they say that, you know, a little bit of shedding is totally normal. Your hair normally sheds, so the extensions, don't worry about it. But this isn't normal shed. You know, when I touch the extensions and hair comes out every single time I touch them, that's not normal. When I'm styling, I always, whenever hair comes out, I put it in the sink, just because it's easier to do that, and then I just gather it all from the sink and throw it out. And my sink is like covered by the time I'm done styling my hair. So it's not just a little bit of shed. Now, the hair definitely shed more at the beginning than it does now. I feel a little bit more comfortable wearing them now. I don't feel like they're constantly going to shed when I wear them, but it hasn't stopped by any means, and it's because the hair isn't sewn on properly to the wefts. Actually, I have a hair extension here, an example. I don't use all these one clips because I don't need to, but I kept one, the way that I got it to show you. Oh, it is shedding everywhere. Look at this. Look at how much hair that is. I don't even know if you're gonna be able to see that, but there is so much hair in my hand right now. So here's one clip. Look at, oh look, this huge section here. Okay, look at how much they're fraying on the side of the extensions. So right along here, see that fray? That's because the extensions are sewn onto a piece of fabric, kind of like a zipper. That's the kind of fabric that they're sewn onto, what a zipper would be sewn onto. And when you cut fabric, you need to reinforce the side or else it will start to fray. The fabric just naturally starts to fray when it's cut and not sewn properly. They didn't do that, so the fabric is fraying, and because the fabric is fraying, the thread that they use to attach the hair onto the fabric is also coming off, and that makes the hair start to come off. So you can see right there, the hair already starting to fray, and there is like pieces of hair that come out every single time I touch the extensions. So really not good. What I've done is I have reinforced all of the extensions on the ends so that that won't happen anymore, at least on the ends of the hair, but it hasn't really stopped the shedding. It's just minimized it a little bit, and I still notice shedding. So there's still issues with the sewing in the middle of the wefts. It's not just coming off the ends, but I think that's helped a little bit. So not good. Definitely ugly. Now, if your hair is constantly shedding so that you're embarrassed about it and that it's getting all over your bathroom, that is not a selling feature, and definitely something that brings the rating way down. It is a big issue because when you're out and about, especially at restaurants, I find that like I wore these extensions on New Year's Eve and I was out at my boyfriend's friend's place. It was like another couple that we were out with, and we were going to their home for dinner, and I had the extensions in, and all night I was so worried and was trying not to touch them because the last thing you want is long dark black hair, you know, coming out of your head at the dinner table. Like that would be horrible. So I was trying the entire night not to touch your hair, and that's not what you should be thinking about when you're wearing your extensions and out with friends. You should be thinking about how beautiful and luxurious your hair is. You should want to touch it. You should want to be able to like whip it back and do all sorts of wonderful things with it. And instead you're nervous that hair is going to come out because it's so embarrassing. So not good. The one thing I can tell you about this though is that my girlfriend got the extensions at the exact same time I did. I've seen pictures of it. She lives a couple hours away, so I haven't seen her wear them yet, but I've talked to her. She got the dirty blonde, I think. I hope that's right. I think she got dirty blonde, and she has not had issues with shedding. It's shed a bit, but she definitely doesn't have the same insecurities about wearing the hair as I do. So her set must not be shedding the same as mine is. If the shedding doesn't stop, then I wouldn't repurchase the extensions. So I guess with that, my review is done, and I will give you my rating on them. I've decided to make the rating out of 5. 5 being the very best and 1 being the worst. I guess 0 being the worst, so it's 0 to 5. And I'm going to give these extensions a 3.5. If you had asked me a week and a half ago or 2 weeks ago when I first got them what I would rate them, I would have rated them like a 1.5 or a 2 because I was so disappointed about not only how much they bled, but about my plates of my straightener and about how much they shed and about the fraying and the fact that I had to spend 2 hours reinforcing my extensions with thread. Yeah, I would have said a way lower number. But I kind of took a break from the extensions and then I started wearing them again, and I realized that they really do match beautifully with my hair. They are beautiful. They hold curl great. The clips feel great in my head, and I've got very thin hair and you don't see any clips. And even when I touch my head, like I used to when I touched my head, you'd feel the clips. But if someone were to like touch your head, they wouldn't actually feel the clips. That's amazing. And the shedding has diminished probably about 20% of what it was before, so it's a little bit more manageable. So those are my thoughts about the extensions. I hope you found this video helpful. I wanted to note, and I should have noted this at the very beginning of the video, that these opinions are completely 100% honest and they're my own. I was not paid to do this review. I was not sent these extensions. I paid full price for the extensions, so I have no reason to give a biased review at all of these extensions. And that's important for you to know. So I think that's it. That is the end of this review. If you have any questions about the Luxy girls, I'm sure you could go ask them. If you have any question about my set of hair and my experience with it, or my friend's experience, she's like one of my best friends, and I'm going to be seeing her, and we talk about the extensions a lot. So if you want to know anything more about the extensions, please let me know. Also, if you are a part of an extension company, or if you know of an amazing extension company, you've bought extensions and you absolutely love them, please let me know, because in another year or 6 months, 8 months, I'm going to be in the market for another set of extensions, and I probably won't go back to Luxy. So let me know if you know of a really great brand that you swear by, and I will definitely go and check those out. So I think that's it. Subscribe, comment, check me out on Twitter. I'm tweeting now, yay. So my Twitter's Jessica V Closet. Check me out there, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys.